So the plan is to put Lily into the new car seat. This is her old setup. Well, it's still working, it's not old. But that's what the infant seat is. We are going to be moving up to that setup where it's the fixed car seat in the vehicle. It's not a removable like this. Let me show you what I mean here and how this is going to work. I did want to show, I've done in other videos, car seat installation, how it works. I did want to show though, this is where it's going to be, rear facing on the passenger side. So basically this base is now useless. You don't use this for anything other than what it's meant for. So I'm going to remove this base, take this out, and basically that will prepare the spot for the Diono. So this is our Diono Rainier convertible and booster car seat. As you can see kind of right on there, this one's a little different. It does allow you to make her rear facing for a longer period of time, up to 50 pounds. Everybody sort of recommends up to 2 years. So with that being said, up to 50 pounds for rear facing in this, and up to 120 pounds in booster mode. So if we put the numbers together there, you alright? This is going to last for quite a while. So I'm going to unbox this here and sort of take... We're going to unbox here. Sorry, Lily. They did put a sticker on the box that says to remove this body support pillow before you unfold it. There's the body support pillow. Now we can unfold. Alright, so I've moved outside here. This is the back of the Trailblazer. This is everything that's included with the Diono Rainier. Got some strappage right there, rear facing base, cup holder, head supports, infant support, instructions, and then the unit itself. Now one of the big selling things, features of this is it folds. If you can see, that's kind of the back where your kid's back would be right there. The bottom here completely folds up, so I need to sort of start breaking this apart here, cutting things loose because there's some zip ties holding straps on, things like that. But it's a very heavy unit though, I'm not gonna lie, it's serious. So pretty cool. Start taking this apart. One additional item I did purchase for this installation is the Diono angle adjuster. I'm going to show you how that works here too. Basically though, it's a big foam block that's going to go in with the kit here. Alright, so a lot of packing is involved with this, so it fits in the box. It is a smaller box than most child seats, but if I put this here, I don't know if you can see this, I have a couple zip ties I need to cut without cutting the straps. There's that guy. And I think I have one up here. Now, these are latch installation straps right there. Those are going to attach to the car. I'll show you all this in more detail here, but just going to kind of slowly pull this apart so I know what I got here. It's a rubber band holding that. What else do we have here? Rear tether, I would assume that's what this is, if I can break this guy off of there. Okay. And then in here, more strapping. Another strap there. And yeah, lots going on with this for sure. Storage there for locking clip storage. Next move is we need to take the seat portion and lower that, and they use this red strap here, kind of holding it on. See, it sort of just falls into place, and it's got the, you know, as you'd see in the store type look here. I'm gonna guess that this red strap gets pulled out at some point here, but basically these are gonna catch into these little buttons down here. So if we do this correctly without ruining anything here, that should be it. So if we look here, kind of give you that is our Diono kind of setup here. A lot of stuff going on with this. This is always an intimidating process the first time. So you know, take your time with this and slowly break it down, and you know, figure out what part is what. So we'll get going here with putting this in next. Alright, so if I'm following my trusty instruction manual here, which actually is pretty detailed, gives you lots of good info. You said to fold it like we just did, fold it open. Then you're going to grab this strap that's kind of under this little flap here, and you're going to pull it, and it says basically make sure it slides free. And what that is your harness here. That's what that's for. And then the other move you need to do is take this red strap that was holding the bottom there, and they just said slide it in here, because that's you're just gonna, I guess, tuck in there to just get it out of the way. You don't want that in the way of your kid when you're putting them in there. So we'll slide that through there. Got it. Okay, of course it starts to rain in the middle of this, but that's okay. We're under the protection of the hatch here. For rear facing, which is what Lily's going to need, we have to install this rear facing base, if you want to call it. That's a really basic base, and it catches, kind of show you a side view, it kind of catches in there and there, and then we just kind of lock it into place from what I can read in the instructions here. Line post with holes, insert, slide until it reaches alignment marks, push down metal tab to lock. Let's see what happens here. That's pretty much it. I think it's on there. Double check here. I'll show you one last tip on installing this rear facing base. This little tab down here, if I can pull it down, basically you're finally locked when you push this up into there. That means you're in there, and I guess, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could tighten that, but it doesn't say to in the instructions. The point of this is it's going to put you up at an angle where your baby's going to be angled like kind of like they are now in that infant carrier, so they're tilting their head towards the front of the car, basically, not sitting straight up and down. That's kind of what this is going to do here. Alright, so I'm trying to keep this in order for you so this makes sense. I did set the car seat in place here. One of the weirdest things going from that base system that was much easier to put in with the latch system was there's a lot of strap options on this, so you can't be you can't get confused when you do. I mean, you can get confused, but you got to try not to. On the back, if I can lift this here and show you, there's a whole mess of cables and straps and different things here for the tether and top tether, rear tether, all kinds of different things. So that all stays up in there. The one we are using, though, is the latch system, which is attached to this weird strap that runs down here, and then the latch system sort of run through it. And that's probably the most confusing part. But basically what you're going to do is, if this makes sense, you take the latch straps, which that's your latch end right there, and it's going to buckle in. It's pretty straightforward. You just string this through the bottom. It's not like it's going to be magic like the last car seat I had. It's not going to be that easy. But basically, you string it through the bottom, one end of the latch, the other buckle, and then you have it over on this side. Pretty simple. And then we're going to plug those into there. I did want to show you, though, what this angle adjuster does next. If you look here, I'll kind of give you the look at how this is going. Down there is my the base for rear facing, that's pretty much how it would be as is. And you can see I'm hitting my front seat there. And this actually is a pretty big car. It's a Trailblazer. It's not anything small. So if I was actually doing this in my Camaro, I don't really think it would work at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap cut this right to what it looks like after I put in the angle adjuster. So 1 second here. Alright, so just like that, the angle adjuster's in there. It's meant to go, let me move this so you can kind of tell. It stops right there, and then when we install it, we're gonna push down on that so that's flat. But if you look now, it's tough to see, but that basically made it right there. So I actually have room between my back seat. And it's gonna pop Lily up a bit, but at the same time, it allows for more front seat leg room, and one of the things I like about it is it's not going to go digging into my seat and that sort of stuff, which, you know, I understand, you know, you're probably like, well, who cares about your seat? It's the safety that matters. It is. This is still safe. It's a Diono product. Some people actually use a pool noodle, which I read some interesting studies done on that, but this is just a piece of fairly rigid foam just kind of sitting there. So next I'm going to plug these latches in and start messing with this. These are what they call their super latch. It does say this end up. There's your button. So basically we're going to take that, and if you can see down there that shiny metal, that's where this goes, like so, and you push it till it locks. You can undo it if you want, but it's really just, and now we're in. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so this is that side I was telling you about. With this weird strap here. I really don't understand the point of this thing, what they did this for. I guess it's so it holds your latch system so you don't lose it. Nevertheless, we'll figure something out with that. The one thing you want to make note of here is this strap has to be put through here without any kinks, twists, anything like that. This actually we can put out of the way. It is just amazing the amount of straps and things that make this so, we'll say, intimidating to put on. But once you learn what they do, you'll be alright. Super latch number 2 here. This is the side with the adjuster on it. I'll show you how that works. Basically, we're going to take it. It says this side up right there. We're going to keep that up, and then I just have to plug it into there, which is right there. Okay, now we're in. Very loose. Definitely not done. So next is a little bit of tightening here. Okay, so short of this weird strap here, which I don't know, maybe Diono will tell me that I'm doing something wrong here. This is the pull strap for the latch, as in, like, it's like your standard looking seatbelt buckle. You have to put pressure down on the whole unit here as you are pulling up on that. And I've got it pretty tight there. I mean, that's about as good as it's gonna get. And as you can see, I have room there. All my other stuff, I'm gonna double check, but this car, the Trailblazer, does not have the provision for a rear tether down there. It's kind of an extra safety feature, a European thing from what I read a while ago. It does have it in the back if you're putting this front facing though, so that'll be another day when Lily's a little bigger. So with that being said, it is fully installed there. You can see it. Next move is to get Lily, which she is napping right now, and do the fun job of fitting her for all the different straps and things like that. One thing I did find was interesting. Some of this has to be done with the car seat uninstalled from the vehicle, so I may be tearing this out to adjust here a little bit. Lots of warnings though. Labels, just different things like that. One thing I want to look at, this thing here says don't use the latch for a child weighing more than 35 pounds. So that's an interesting fact I found about this. I don't know what the maximum weight is on a latch, but according to Diono, no more than 35 pounds. So in about 10 pounds, Lily will be there. So we'll have to figure out what to do then. Usually after any job, it's interesting to see what's left and what you didn't use. Some of this stuff is more meant for when Lily's bigger. This one says use over 65 pounds. This is for a forward-facing child under 40 pounds, kind of like an extension. This is one of our rear tether pieces, I believe. A cup holder here, which maybe we'll use someday, not right now. Infant inserts, because this can be used starting at 5 pounds. So if you have like a little tiny baby coming, then you can literally use this car seat for 12 years, 5 pounds to 120 pounds. So it's very versatile. So that's kind of what's left. Pieces, parts. So next is Lily's going to get fitted here. We're going to show how to buckle her in, and then sort of give you my final thoughts on this whole Diono Rainier system that they got going here. As you can see, it is large and in charge, though. It's legit. I feel pretty safe already, though, after seeing how much is involved with this thing. All right, so top straps are adjusted, or these shoulder straps. Kelly's trying to adjust the bottom strap so we don't have to remove the whole car seat because she has smaller hands than I do. If we go back here, Lily's hanging out in the cargo area, waiting to try the car seat. Just hanging out. Remove your leg. Alright, so Kelly got it. Basically, if you look, this is like a force interference fit. It goes through the hole and that makes those and come out. You can change this easier with the seat out, but I didn't want to undo everything, so that's why Kelly had to come in and use her smaller than mine hands to do it. So you're basically going to take this guy, put it into the slot you want, shove it all the way down there, and that's it. Lily's going to need it right about there. Basically, the rule of thumb for this is you either want it straight up or you want to have it come back a little bit more. Actually, it's backwards, like that. You don't want it too far forward so it's pulling that way according to the instructions. So this one or this one would be best for us, but I think the middle one is going to work perfectly. All right, I wanted to show one final thing here before I put the baby in. These we decided can go right there. They were installed from the factory. The top went down a level. They either need to be at her shoulder level or slightly below, so that's where that's going to be. We move this back a slot, and then these I was able to push down a couple notches. These go up, these head supports way up to the top if your kid gets bigger. So next move is we're going to put Lily in, see how it fits. All right, so Lily's in here. A couple of tears from fitting and fiddling with her. She doesn't really like that, but she's in. We've got all the harnesses adjusted. This is clipped. We've got it tight. A lot of extra slack on this, I will say. It's just meant for a wide range of sizes. That's part of it. But she's in there. Head restraint's pretty good there. So, test fit complete. And I think it's nap time, right? Yes, looks like nap time. Okay, so, overall, that's the basic process for installing this Diono Rainier rear-facing in our Trailblazer here. There's a few features that should be noted about a Diono or this particular one. I know a lot of them are very similar in style and functionality. This guy does fold up, like you saw. That's a huge benefit if you travel. If you're going on vacation, you need to. You can actually use this as a carry-on. Fold it up. They sell a bag. They sell a shoulder strap. They even sell like one where you can almost wear it like a backpack, although it is pretty heavy. It is FAA certified for traveling too, so you can use it on an airplane. You can just pop it open, strap it into the seat there, and you're done. The other thing that they do that is a big deal as far as safety goes, this does have a steel frame inside of it and aluminum supports along the side too. Lots of metal inside, which you don't really see, but nothing that's it's going to be the safest possible car seat, I feel. Having all that reinforcement structure built in. The biggest thing, though, that this car seat does is it grows with your child to the point where this one we could use if she was a newborn from the hospital. We could use it if she is 90 pounds needing a front-facing booster seat. So it's definitely a functional type of unit where you're not going to be replacing it every year, every year and a half, whatever, as they grow with their different milestones, which is something you do run into. We opted for the infant one mainly because it's nice to carry a baby in the car seat, drop her in there instead of fiddling with it, in the middle of the winter. But Lily's a little bit more sturdy, more robust. She can kind of, be carried out, set in here, buckled in, and done. I will say with the
foam underneath. It did remove some recline, which I could see possibly being an issue with her, since normally she's completely almost laid flat in her car seat. Now maybe a little bit of an angle. She could sleep easier than she could now in this guy, but that's to be seen, how this works out for us. Overall, though, very, very cool product. Just be very aware. It is intimidating because of the different options. There's extra straps, there's extra buckles, inserts, positions. There's, I think probably 10 different combinations of the ways you can use this. So you got to nail down what you need to use first, and then from there, use it the way that the manual says. I can't recommend enough to follow the owner's manual when you install these. You can even take them to local fire stations, get them looked at, and they'll tell you, yeah, that's good, or, whatever. There is apparently somewhere, I haven't located yet, an emergency card. There's a slot to store the manual, just things like that to keep it so it doesn't get lost. This does have a 12-year shelf life, which means after 12 years you pretty much should pitch it. It's kind of like a racing helmet type thing. But, that's more than enough time, I think, to own a car seat. I wanted to do this review on a car seat, on an infant seat, because I think a lot of times, as, most of my audience, according to demographics, YouTube, are males. So it's one of those things, this isn't exactly the same as installing a, cylinder head on a V8. It's not. It's not as exciting. It's not as cool. We don't go to Summit Racing to buy car seats. We go there to buy performance parts. So with that being said, this is a way for you to, go to your wife and be like, hey, I found this review of this car seat. It's not, mommy's productreviews.com or anything like that. You're looking at this from Hoagie's Garage. I like this stuff because it does relate to my car and my daughter, and it's two of, my most important things in my life, next to my house, my family. It's, it's two things combined that, when you think about it, it's really, really cool that I can look at this and do the research, do the installation, and know that I picked a quality product for my daughter. Most times when car seats, I feel at least, your wife or whoever has your child is the one that does the research on the reviews, picks it out, you guys buy it, and then the guy ends up installing it. I like the fact of, with this review, I'm kind of endorsing this for you, saying, I'm doing the legwork for you. Go to your wife, say, hey, I saw this one on hoagiesgarage.com. We don't sound very reputable, I get that. But seriously, I wouldn't tell you to use a car seat that isn't safe, reliable, and have a good reputation behind it. Diono USA is who made this. Put a link in the story so you can buy one of these. A lot of color options. The one thing I will say with this one, though, I opted for a more basic, non-girly color, not patterns, not ugly, for a number of reasons. I think this will stay cleaner. I think it'll last longer. It's not going to go out of style. If we have another kid or two, in a year or so, we can still use it. And if, you got like a pink or something, it would seem weird putting your son in a pink car seat. Just, that seems a little weird. And the other thing, too, is, it doesn't, weird as this sounds, it doesn't look bad, I don't think. I think in this car it kind of matches, doesn't, ruin the whole car, if that makes sense. But really, who cares at that point? So overall, I'm very, very pleased with this car seat. Kind of I'll chime in as we use it, tell you what Lily thinks overall, but we're going to use it today for the first time with a drive, see what she thinks. But very, very cool product. Check them out. Many styles, many different versions. This is the Rainier and from Diono, and full review, write-up, and link to buy on hoagiesgarage.com. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you sticking with me on this. It's a laborious process, but overall, completely worth it to do it right, do it safely, and follow the directions for sure. Thanks again. Have a good one.